my son is 4 years old,
Yeah.
and he's been on this kick for, I don't know, probably a few months right now of, is that person a good guy or is that person a bad guy?
Oh, yeah.
Is this a good guy or is traffic a good guy? Traffic's a bad guy. And it's constant. It's all the time. He wants me to guide him in perceiving what is good and what is bad.
Yeah.
So I think we have to be really tuned into that as parents and not just brush it off as, oh God, he's 4, is he really gonna say this again? Which it can get frustrating, you know, all the why questions, why? That it can be frustrating as a parent.
Well, they're trying to make sense of the world they live in.
Exactly, and that's what we have to remind ourselves is what's going on in their head at the time and how to help them work through that confusion.
I think we can do a lot of it through play too, because they respond a lot to play. And my husband used to have a way of playing with my daughter where he pretended that his hand was a spider. And Spider was like her non-existent, very bratty brother. Very selfish and would, you know, say all these things that were just awful and you know, but it gave voice to like some of her things that she might have been thinking and feeling that weren't so good.
Yeah.
And it gave a way to like express it and make a joke about it and then, you know, brush it aside. And so I think a lot of times we can use exaggeration, we can use humor, we can use play, and because that is on their level, even when they're older, just to keep it light too, so that it's, you know, we're playing with the idea of what's good. We know that this is good, but we're going to show you, oh, Spider is so bad because Spider's whining and this and
But
that.
I love that it's her perception of what is bad.
Yeah.
And why is Spider bad? And,
Yeah.
and allowing her to give voice to that.
Yeah.
So it's not internalized like, I must be bad because I have these thoughts or I'm thinking that, you know?
You know, play too, the concept of play is so important because play is a child's work. We go to work every day or we work in our home, but for a child, their work is play and that's how they learn. So, you know, when we talk about kids playing in church, for instance, it's totally okay with me if my kid plays in church, if he's playing with his little toy sensor that we made or playing with his little gospel book that we made or something like that. And those are great tools that we can use to engage our kids in church because that's how they're going to learn. That's exactly the best way. So I like the idea.
Yeah. And John gives the censor and the blessing. Yours is still little, but I'm sure you've got thoughts about that.
You know, she's definitely at the age now where she's playing and learning from that play, learning what's okay to touch, what's not okay to touch, and you can already see in her eyes that when she's going for something that she knows she's not supposed to. She's already learned that.
Does she look at you?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
She looks at you, home base.
She looks at me.
Yeah.
Then looks at what she wants to do, then looks back at me, you know.
Yeah.
Am I going to get away with this? You know? And I think for me so far, it's been important to, you know, to remove her from those things that she's not supposed to be doing, rather than just saying no
all the time
or taking something away.
Yes.
To pick her up, move her over to another activity.
So you go ahead.
I was going to say those little natural consequences set us up. You have a safe parameter, but within that, your child has to experiment a little bit to learn life.
But that's how they build self-esteem.
Yes.
I can do this.
Yeah. Hey, I fell down, but I got up.
Yeah, you made a good decision.
If you give them another option too of something else, I mean, we were decorating for Halloween and I have a ceramic pumpkin that my grandmother gave me and he kept going straight to that.
Yeah.
and I left it in his reach and I said, you can't play with that one, but you can play with the other one. Why can't I play with that one? My yaya gave that to me. My yaya doesn't live here anymore. My yaya can't give me any more presents. So you can't play with that one, but you can play with this one. Has never gone back to it before.
Really?
He goes straight to the other one because he got that they're both right next to each other and he understood that that one is special, the other one, that's his to touch. And I mean, you have to let them, you can't have everything off limits.
Of course. Yeah.
Then the other thing he learned from that is that you trust him. He learned that you trust him to make a good decision. The message that we're sending is your choices, your mistakes, your feelings are all safe here.
Yeah.
You are safe here. Your feelings are safe here. It's safe for you to make mistakes here. It's okay for you to make mistakes here. You're going to learn here, and you're still going to be secure, and you're still going to be loved and accepted.
Unconditionally loved.
Unconditionally.
Right. And we belong here. We have to have margins in our life to allow us to do that. It would be easier to say, no, don't touch that pumpkin, or I'm going to put it up high, or you know what, I'm just going to put you in the playpen with a few toys, and you know, and there it is. Instead of, it takes time.
It's also a way for them to learn to handle temptations. Because the temptation
Oh.
right now is the pumpkin. The temptation's going to be quite different in another 10 years. But you see, the pumpkin's there. He's learning that I can control myself. I don't have to go for that pumpkin. It doesn't have to be put out of my reach.